Welcome to the renowned Suzuka circuit here in Mie Prefecture of Japan, where for the first time ever, characters from Umamusume Pretty Derby franchise battles out, not on a horse racetrack, but on a motor racetrack. It's the All Dreamers Cup, the exhibition race in celebration of Umamusume's global server's half anniversary release back in Thursday, June 26. The Suzuka track itself, it is a 5.8 km circuit with 18 corners, 8 to the left and 10 to the right. It has seen many legendary battles, both in Formula 1 and in other motorsports. Meanwhile, in the entry list of the All Dreamers Cup, the qualifying group has just been drawn last Wednesday. They will be separated into 4 groups of 10 characters and they will have 7 minutes each and 3 maximum laps to set their qualifying times. And these are the characters that you all know and love from this franchise. Pick your favorites, because the qualifying session for Group A, Group B, Group C and Group D is about to begin. Well, here we go now. It is the qualifying time for Group A for the All Dreamers Cup. As we have 40 cars ready to actually start the qualifying session. The first 10 coming out right now. It is for Group A. So we have Gentle Donna, Entrant Flash, Ishiyama-san, Nice Nature, Haru Urara, Fuji Kiseki, Transcend, Vodka, Sakura Pacino, and Special Week, the main character of the series. As you see, firstly coming out of the pit lane, that is Nice Nature on track right now in the Lexus RCF GT3 car. As you can see, 6 GT3 cars, 2 of them big GTE cars and 1 of them big GT3 cars, and the special car, that being Harura in the Lamborghini Diablo. Nice Nature driving the Lexus RCF. Looks good on the Castrol. The Castrol liveries. Definitely inspired by the Dome Castrol Honda Civic that is being used in the JTCC, or in Japan Touring Car Championship, back in 1996. And honestly, it's quite a great. It's a great tribute to the car, the history that it has, but doing it in Toyota style Toyota / Lexus style. As we go on board now with Nice Nature. Comes off the straight. Only have 7 minutes per session, and we also have 4 groups per each. Here it goes. Nice Nature into turn 1 and 2. No trouble so far. Smooth round those 3 corners into the S curve we go. This section is a little tricky, especially with the S's. You have to sort of get through the red line as much as possible. Otherwise, you won't get the lap time that you would need for a fast lap time. It seems as though Nice Nature got it done. Through the next couple of corners now into deck note 1 and 2. This is a really tricky one because it is a high-speed corner down under the bridge up to the hairpin. Now we go another section that is quite quite difficult to actually perfect, because it has a little right-hand kick before it goes to the hairpin. But though Nice Nature is doing just fine. Now down to turn 12 and 13 now. Into Spoon we go. One of the faster corners in this track. Goes round, that's around 120, 140 kilometers per hour to that corner. Off they go now down into the long straight over the bridge that we were seeing a couple seconds ago. Into 130R. Very fast corner. That could be around 180. KPH in GT3 cars into the Casio Triangle. That's the chicane, actually that was on Fuji. And there it goes. Nice nature, setting the benchmark 2:03.354. Ishiyama-san there, setting a 2.2 minutes 4.314. What about Donna, one of the favorites going to this race? She was a lap time 2 seconds slower, 2 minutes 05.481. Fuji Kiseki, meanwhile, gets the fastest lap time, 2:03.301, by only just half, and that's about 50 milliseconds faster than Nice Nature. What about Sakura Bashino? A very cool looking car with the Lamborghini Huracan. Into the Yokohama signboard gantry, into the chicane. Seems as though it looks fine, looks very cool and calm on the car. And off through the final corner, what is her time going to be? A 2 minutes 04.576. So she's 4 fastest. Faster than Gentle Donna. What about Engine Flash? Engine Flash comes with a time of 2:05.085. Haruura, that 2 minutes 5.98. That's 7 fastest. What about Special Week? That is 8 fastest, 2 minutes 8, 3 seconds slower, 5 seconds slower than the fastest lap time. That is very worrying for a Special Week. Transcend goes up third, 2 minutes 3.659. Then comes Vodka, the next car on to complete the lap. Vodka is driving the Corvette C5, one of the GT1 cars back in the day. She gets a time of 2 minutes 7.129. That is worrying for 2 of the Speaker team members there. Nice Nature comes into the pit lane, and she's not going to improve her lap time. 2 minutes 04 for Hishiyama-san, 4.640. Gentle Donna, a bit of late braking there on the chicane, and she heads to the pits. She's not doing any more laps. What about the other cars now, as we're now counting down to the last minutes of the qualifying session, and it seems as though everybody's just coming to the pit lane. Are they actually happy with their times? I don't even know, but look at that, Sakura Bashino still improving her lap time. And that might be worrying for Fuji Kiseki, because she could get overtaken in this first round of groups. There he goes. Sakura Bashino, slides again. A lot of sliding coming off of that corner, but here it goes. 2:04.673. That is not enough. What about Engine Flash? Comes off the final corner. 2:05.495. That is slower. Haruura goes up 7th. 2 minutes 5.275. What about Special Week? Can she improve her lap time? She does. She goes over Vodka. Her speaker colleagues goes up 9th. What about Transcend? Can she get the lap time she needs? No! 2:03.761. There's only a couple of cars left on the field. There are some people that are still doing lap times, but Vodka going for it. Vodka 2:05.339. So almost everybody gets into 2 minutes, under 2 minutes 05, except Special Week. And that is a worrying trend. Here comes Hishiyama-san. Can she actually finish this lap? She does. Only 2 minutes 05. That is the slow time. 2:04.841. That is not a very good time at all. And I certainly feel like that is going to be it for the whole session. Fuji Kiseki is up front there. And Hishiyama-san does do more than 4 laps, but that last lap does not count. But Fuji Kiseki is currently your provisional fastest Umamusume on the grid. Nice Nature comes out second. Transcend will qualify third as of now. Ishi Amazon and Sakura Bashino is 4th and 5th respectively. Ancient Flash from Meister Motorsport in 6th place. Haru Urara for the Destined Blossom Racing Lamborghini Diablo in 7th. Gentle Donna for Power Club in 8th. Vodka and Special Week rounding off for the speaker members in 9th and 10th. And now we're moving on to the second Group B for the qualifying session. This session we have 7 GT3 cars, 1 GTE, 1 GTC, the lone GTC driver there, and a special car class, only one car as well. But with this class, there are a lot of contenders that are looking to be at the front. As we're looking forward for the first couple of the drivers that is out on track right now. Silent Suzuka in a Honda NSX, especially that is a nod to Ayrton Senna, where he was actually testing the car with the older gen, the first gen of the Honda NSX on this track. So definitely a nod to Ayrton Senna, because they are actually related. Well, we're not gonna. Formula One fans, you might have known this, and same with Umamusume fans as well, that the same day that Ayrton Senna, passed away, Suzuka actually was born in that day, May 1st, 1994. But definitely can see that maybe the spirit of Ayrton Senna is still here at the Suzuka circuit. But here we go, Suzuka on a Suzuka circuit. That is a fitting name, I gotta say. Now, there are a couple of contenders that is still looking to take the fastest time away from Suzuka. Being someone like Narita Bryan in the Toyota Supra. Striking looking there. Here we go, Silent Suzuka on her flying lap. Remember the time that everybody wants to beat, that is Fujii Kaseki's time of 2 minutes 0334. Or 341, actually 303. 301, yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, we got a lot of cars that are actually looking to fight for the front. And there's Maya Vega in a Mercedes AMG GT3 before the Evo version that Gentle Donna was driving earlier on in the Group A session. While there's the other contender, Twin Turbo in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo. So definitely a upgrade. If you could definitely tell from this car and Sakura Bashino's car that a lot of aerodynamic changes have been made to the Evo of the Huracan. So definitely aerodynamic differences, and also the engine upgrades as well. That is the lone Lotus Evora GTC car, the only GTC car on the entire field. That is Nishino Flower driving the Lotus. A very humble looking car that is trying to prove herself, and for everybody really, that this car is definitely not going to be giving up for a low position. There's the other car that is worth mentioning, that is the Nissan Skyline GT-R 34 GT500 car. The only special class car in this group. There's Grass Wonder driving it. One of the legendary 98th generation of racehorses in real life. Grass Wonder El Calabasa, which in real life he raced in the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe with Monjou, unfortunately coming second, but has loads more wins in the back in the Japan soil. There we he goes. Everybody has set that the first couple of lap times. And Meyer Vega with a 2:05.677. Definitely slower than the first group, I gotta say. But no way. Look at that twin turbo with a 2:03.411. That's on a hard tire, I meant. I mean, different compounds as well. They have different tire manufacturers. So obviously there's going to be a lot different, but twin turbo is setting the pace earlier on in this section. Last one, the 2 minutes 10.050. Oh god, that's the slowest lap time so far. I hope they're going to get better lap times here, but here goes. El Conopasa, one of the legendary horses, goes over and gets... Oh, she gets a fastest sector 3 though, but not enough to actually take the fastest time away from twin turbo. What about Tokaiteo, the 93 Japanese Derby winner? And she goes third. Oguri Cap goes fifth there. Tokaiteo 2:05.293. Oguri Cap 2:06.325. Also with a hard tire as well. That's in BMW M6, by the way. That's Oguri Cap driving it. And Aston Martin in an Aston Martin. What is her lap time going to be? 2:07.726. That is very slow time, but I'm pretty sure that they could still improve. There goes Silent Suzuka. Oh, very poor exit there coming out of 1 foot. Yeah, have a look at what Brian did. Better exit. And there he goes. Look at Mario Vega, just right behind Nunrita Brian, but that's definitely not a good thing. You don't want to be behind someone and get all the dirty air. And there you go. Look at that. Just as I was about to say, Mario Vega got the lap room, but thankfully she still had 1 lap to run. What about twin turbo? She still have time to actually do another lap. She does not improve her lap time, but she's getting close to her personal best, having the fastest lap time. And the qualifying group has ended. Nishino Flower qualifying 7. That is not bad at all compared to the top, the first group that we have on. That seems to be a slower pace, I have to say. Grass one that tried to improve her lap time is slower than the previous lap time. That is going to be it. She is down in 10th, potentially last on the accumulated result. El Conopasa gets another fastest sector 3, but is still not enough to take the lap time away from twin turbo. What about Tokai Teo? Off the final corner we go, and Teo only going to get 2:05.767. That is not enough. Still not enough. That is a 2:09. I think she might have got held up by someone or made a mistake there. What about Aston Martin? Off through the triangle. Oh, she's going to the pits. That is not going to be enough. I think that's over. That's over. That's twin turbo on pole for this group. But there's still time for some of these characters to actually still set a lap times. So Suzuka, a bit loose there. Actually a bit late braking there, coming off the Casio triangle at the beginning. I don't think she's going to improve her lap time. Yeah, 2:07. She improves in sector 3, but not in the other sectors. So still a slow time. Vega, same thing. It's faster sector 3, but not in sector 1. And twin turbo goes into the pits. That's it. Twin turbo. I think she's up there with Fujikiseki. With a time of 2:03.411, and El Conopasa just a staggering 5/10 off from twin turbo there. Tokai Teo qualifies in 3rd, but we'll have to wait and see if the aggregated results coming in later on. And then Maya Vega in 4th, Oguri Cap 5th, Silent Suzuka 6th, Nishino Flower 7th, Larissa Bryan 8th, Aston Martin at 9th, and Grass Wonder will finish in 10th place. And I think she's going to be down there in possibly Group B for the heat races that is coming up after the qualifying session today. And now we welcome you to the third part of the qualifying session. 7 laps as usual, and another 10 different characters that is about to be qualifying in this group. So we have 7 GT3 cars as per usual. Then there's 2 GTE cars and 1 special car, and we'll get to know them as we go. So first off, coming out of the pit lane, first of all, that is Simply Rudolph, the president of the Racing Academy. She's now driving a McLaren F1 GTR, one of the most legendary endurance cars of them all, winning the GT class in the 1995 24 Hours at Le Mans, and now it's down here in Suzuka. Fun fact, there is the other the McLaren F1 GTR that is being raced here in the Japan Grand Touring Car Championship back in the day in 1996 with the Team Go that actually won the championship as well, being the first non-Japanese car to actually win the championship. So definitely a lot of aura on this car, and same goes to the character that is on this car as well. 7 G1 wins in real life for Simply Rudolph, and she looks to add another trophy to her to his cabinet in IRL and her cabinet in the Umamusume world. Manhattan Cafe in the Mercedes SLS AMG also in the mix as well. Same goes with Mihono Burubon as well. Simply Rudolph starting her first lap time of the session. There is Narita Top Road in the BMW M3 GT2, one of the cars that is actually entered in the GT2 class in the 2009 to 2011 24 Hours of Le Mans as well. There is the big V8 of Chevrolet Camaro of Taiki Shuttle there. A very colourful looking car. And there it goes, there's the other cars, that is the Cinderella Grey. Fun fact, that is just been finished. The manga itself in the Japan, the manga of the Cinderella Grey, that is Tamama Cross, that has Tamama Cross in it, just finished a couple of, I think that was a couple of hours. I think it ended a couple of days ago actually. There goes the other drivers. There's there is Seiyun Sky in a Porsche 991.2 GT3. Mijiro McQueen there in the Mercedes AMG, same car with Admire Vega that was driven a session ago. There is Gold Chip, the only Mustang and the only special car that came from Australia there, the Mark Mustang Gen 2. There is the last driver that is on the this session here, Viv Lost, one of the V-Sister Racing team members, driving the Honda. So all the V-Sisters actually driving the Honda. But there, Chavo Gran and Fusina didn't come to this event just yet. But there goes Simply Rudolph setting the benchmark time of 2 minutes 6:129 to set the benchmark here. So let's see about the others. Manhattan Cafe, what has she got? 2:06.627. Mihono Murbong, a second faster, 2:05.040. The top road, 2:04.735. That is a fast lap time. And oh, what happened to Taiki Shuttle? She looks a bit shutter. That definitely looks shutter there. this is what happens. So that is Taiki Shuttle. Oh yeah, there were a lot of sparks. Oh, good lord, that is a tank slap and a half there for Taiki Shuttle. Almost spin the car, but recovers. She gets lap time 2-0, and with that tank slapper, ends her, nets her 6th place, 2:08.901. She better improve her lap time if she wants to get back in the Group A. Tamama Cross gets a lap time of 2:05.753. Say in the Sky just coming out of the final corner. And she gets a 3rd fastest, 2:05.423. Meanwhile, I think we should go on board with someone. I think we should go on board with Mijiro McQueen, one of the Mercedes AMG cars. She gets her first lap, 2:05.410. Gold Chip goes up there in 2nd place. So here we go, off into turn 1 and 2. Oh, a bit wide there. Going off into the first couple of corners. Now into the S curve. Obviously, a lot of drivers have a tricky time navigating through these corners. You can see there, you have to get it right. If your line's a bit off, then your time is definitely done. Vivlos gets a faster lap time and sets a new benchmark, 2:04.639. Yana Bourbon is on a mission there, 0.111 seconds faster than Vivlos, the fastest lap time. But there it goes now. McQueen under the bridge into the kink, that is turn 10, then into the hairpin. The rest of the drivers is still on the lap. I think that was Mihoru Bourbon gets the lap time done. 2:04.582. That is a 10th better. About 16 milliseconds better than Vivlos, and Narita Top Row overtakes Vivlos for 2nd, 2:04.619. So it only spread by just 20 milliseconds. So, and the qualifying is over. Tamama Cross comes into the pit lane. She's not going to get another lap time in. What about Say in the Sky? And possibly Gold Chip there, getting a better sector 2. We could see a lap time being changed here, folks. Say in the Sky not improving a lap time, only 2:07.442. What about Mijiro McQueen? Is she gunning for another lap? She does. Off from the Casio triangle, and what is her lap time going to be? 2:04.971. It's improvement, but it's not enough. And Gold Chip goes for a 2 minutes 3:08.18. What a time for Gold Chip! That is an impressive lap time there. What about Vivlos? Can she do anything more? I don't think she does. She is in the pit lane. I think almost everybody almost completed the lap time. But there's still a couple of cars that still need to improve. I think that's one of them is simply Rudolph. And Budobong is on a personal best sector 2 as well. Rudolph, from the lap times, it does not looking good. She's down there in 8th place. That is not usually what the Emperor do the lap times, but no, that won't be enough to improve her lap time. 2:06.976. That is not enough for her to advance even further. Burabong gave up the lap time and goes into the pit lane. What about Narita Top Row? Is she still gunning for it? And what is her lap time going to be? And it's not going to be enough. 2:06.588. Taiki Shuttle still has a chance to actually improve her lap time and goes 6th fastest with a 2:03.398. But wow, Gold Chip with a impressive lap time on that lap, and oh my goodness me, 2:03.818. I think that's gonna put her up in the Group A for sure. But the threshold is right there in 2:04s and 2:05s from what we see in the 2 practice session that were the 2 qualifying group session that we see earlier on. And Gold Chip gets the fastest lap time with Mihono Bodobong and Narita Toproad in 3rd and 2nd and 3rd respectively. Vivlos got a decent qualifying time, I would say, for 2:04s. And then Majuro McQueen in 5th. Taiki Shoto with a surprise move back to the front after having a very, very poor first lap. But Saiyan Sky goes in 7th, Tamam Cross in 8th, and Zimberly Rudolph in 9th, and Manhattan Cafe did not improve her previous lap times, as she said earlier on in the first lap, and she will be 2:06.627. And here we go now, the last group of the qualifying session, Group D. We have 7 GT3 cars, 1 GT300 cars, 1 GTE cars, and a special car on the grid for the final group qualifying. 10 cars as always, and this group, there are some stacked talents here on the track. So he goes now. The first coming on the pit lane, that's Air Groove in a RX-7 GT300 car. One of the very famous GT300 cars, obviously, is an RX-7, and it did win a championship in 2006 in Silk GT as well. What about Kita-san Black? Also another legendary racehorse in real life for Kita-san Black. And a very popular horse girls as well in the Umamusume community. Everybody wants their cards, I'm pretty sure of that. I mean, for me, I still haven't got her. I got two LBs, so anyway. King Halo, one of the underrated racehorse on the grid, and one of the underrated Umamusumes on the community as well. She is in a fortunate era, that being the 98 Golden Generation. King Halo, oftentimes she could not, with the performance that she had, she could not beat the other 4 members of the 98 Generation. But I hope it would change in the Motorsport universe, I would say. That's off-rev in the Lamborghini Murcielago. That is one hell of a wicked fast car that she's driving right now. One of the fastest that we've seen in the testing session. So definitely a lot of promise on this car. So we'll have to wait and see about that. Listen to the engine sound. It's such a screaming engine there. Into the ones that streaming engine that this car has. Timo Barreau in a Ferrari 488 GT3 Evo. What another car that is very successful in real life for the Ferrari. But Timo Barreau definitely showing off her charisma, a lot of her charisma on the track here. Agnes Tachyon in a RX Vision GT3 car, or Group 3 car, as it was on the Gran Turismo Sport. That car does look pretty cool, I gotta say. And a lot of the times, that car it has the rotary engine, mind you, if you hear the engine. What about the Jungle Pockets? That is a real livery, actually, with a Umamusume twist on it. That is a Takata Domes NSX GT500 car that has been raced in 2003 season of the All Japan Grand Touring Car Championship, obviously being remade in this universe. Daiwa Scarlet in a Subaru Impreza GT300 car. Very cool looking car, I gotta say. Oftentimes it didn't find the best of results. Satono Diamond in a same car as Gentle Donna, the Mercedes AMG GT3 Evo, but different liveries obviously. And that is the main character that we were looking forward to see on this track. That is Marozensky. Well, the car lover herself. She drives a Countach for almost every day, I would say. But a different experience for her in a Lamborghini Gallardo REX. That being stands for a writer engineering who is actually the developer of this car. And there we go. First lap time being set. Kita-san Black fastest lap time 2:08. That is real slow here. A little bit slower pace for everybody else on this part. But there he goes. King Halo 2:08 as well. 2:08.866. What about Alfred? 2:07 faster lap time. Is the track not giving them that much? I would have said so, maybe. But looking at it now, I think they were still trying to get into their grooves on the lap. Maybe their first lap could not be as good as like the couple lap left. But look at that, Tachyon, a whopping second and a half faster than Alfred's fastest lap time. But wait to see first. Team Opero in a Ferrari. Miles off the Casio triangle. Very calm, very cool, collected. And there we go. 2:06 new fast lap time. 2:06.753, but it's still pretty slow for when you combine all the groups lap times. Agnes Tachyon, the first to hit 2:05s in this group. What about Jungle Pocket? Can she go 2:05 as well? She does! Not really. 2:06.004. But there is one coming in there. Saturno Diamond, fastest lap time. Daiwa Scarlet 6th fastest so far. Maruzensky 2:05.701. Maruzensky get Saturno Diamond 2:05.129. That is the fastest lap time in this group. But I'm definitely sure that they are actually warming up for this lap, this important lap. Kita-san Black once again not partaking further action. And remember, they actually can do 3 laps, up to 3 laps actually. So they're only gonna do a couple of laps. Out laps do not count, by the way. Out laps do not count. King Halo with a lap time, and now the time is up for the qualifying session. King Halo 2:08.454. Maybe they're saving the car for later on. Alfred 2:06.721. Ooh, a little bit of wobble there, coming off a spoon curve there for Team Opero. What about Agnes Tachyon? Slightly correcting a little bit on that corner. Gets a personal best for Team Opero. What about Tachyon? 1.6 seconds slower. That is not looking good for both of these characters. What about Jungle Pocket? Off from the spoon curve. Oh god, that's just a slower time there. 3 seconds slower than anybody else. Than the fastest lap time, that being Saturno Diamond. Team Opero catches a lap time. 2:05.752. That's not enough. Fastest sector 3. Tachyon straight into the pit lane, and I'm pretty sure Jungle Pocket as well. Whoa, just throwing the car there. Daiwa Scarlet over the curbs. Oh, Jungle Pocket still goes for a lap. I think 2:08. What about Daiwa Scarlet? 2:08 as well. Saturno Diamond also. Maruzensky, fastest time on the board. We cannot even counter off here. King Halo is gonna have a really tough time beating Maruzensky lap time there. Maruzensky once again delivers a clutch moment. 2:05, fastest lap time on the group, but definitely not the fastest when it comes through the overall results from all of the groups combined. King Halo though seems a bit slow there, coming off the 130R. What about Alfred? Similar speed, but I think it's a little bit faster there. King Halo now off the Casio triangles. Goes Alfred, goes for a lap time. Halo goes for the time as well, but I don't think that's enough. Alfred, no, that's not enough either, though. All of them have completed their lap times, and I think that will be it. Maruzensky, fastest time on this group. And that being said, Madzenski fastest on the group, but by only just Satono Diamond also gets a very respectable 205.129s, and Agnes Tachyon in third place, TMO Bro very close behind in fourth, and Jungle Pocket is the first one that is in 206 for this group. Then Alfrev 7/10 slower than Jungle Pockets. There could have fixed the car. Maybe the race directors may have to rethink about their BOP system also. Daiwa Scarlet in 7th, Kita-san Black in 8th. That is not a good time to look forward to. King Halo and Air Groove did worse in 208s, but in the high 208s as well. But we'll be back and see who is actually in which position after we aggregate and accumulate all those lap times from 4 groups from the qualifying session. And as we accumulated the times for the qualifying session for all 4 groups, we found out that Fuji Kiseki from Rigi Racing will start on pole for tomorrow's first heat race, with Nice Nature in 2nd and Twin Turbo, both the Canopus Racing characters actually started in the good spots. Transcend, Goldship, El Condopasa, Hishi Amazon, Sakura Bakshino, Mihora Bourbon, and Narita Top Row will be starting in the top 10. That being said, Rigi Racing have 3 characters on the top 10. What about the bottom 10 for the first heat race? Vivlos, Major McQueen, Madzenski, Engine Flash also had a very decent qualifying session. Satono Diamond, Haru Urara, Tokai Teo, Gentle Donna, Vodka, and Taiki Shoto will be starting in the bottom 10 of the first heat race. What about the pole position for second heat race? Seiun Sky, Agnes Tachyon, Timo Buro, Admire Vega, Tamamo Cross, Jungle Pocket, Simboli Rudolph, Oguri Cap, Silent Suzuka, and Manhattan Cafe will be starting in the first top 10 for the second heat race. Nishino Flower, Off Rev, Special Week, Daiwa Scarlet, Narita Bryan, Aston Martin, Kita-san Black, King Halo, Air Groove, and Grass Wonder will be the bottom 10 for the second heat race. And that will be it for the qualifying sessions coverage of the All Dreamers Cup. But stick around, because we still got the heat races and the last chance qualifying race to do tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure that everybody is looking forward to it. And thank you everybody for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.